So tonight we have a special night where we get to honor some of our student athletes, but also our students of the month at the same time. It's very important for us. Sometimes folks will come and say, why don't you let the Board of Ed do this? Well, we feel as a governing body, the mayor agrees, that it's very important that the students know that the people who, their elected officials in charge of running the town, support them in everything they do, not just athletic achievements, but also their academic achievements. And so it's my pleasure tonight on behalf of the council and along with the mayor to present the students of the month who are in attendance from Brick Memorial High School and Brick Township High School. And this is for both April and May. So when I call your name, if you please come forward. For Brick Township High School on the month of April, Lily Estelle from the 10th grade student of the month. And then for May, in the 9th grade from Brick Township High School, Bianca Terizzi. Yeah. 10th grade, Joseph Pillhauer. 12th grade from Brick Township Memorial High School for the month, for Brick Township High School for the month of May, Carter Brino. Ready for this one?
Yes, I understand what you're saying now.
All righty. From Brick Township Memorial High School for the month of April, in the 9th grade, we have Tyler Hudak. In the 10th grade, we have Dalton Bailey. And in the 12th grade from Brick Township Memorial High School for the month of April, Sabrina Carey. And then for the month of May, from Brick Township Memorial High School, we have Victoria Hyotis. You all. Please have a round of applause for all of the students.
Squeeze together. Yeah, squeeze.
Turn and squeeze.
So hold your certificate facing out.
Next, I would like to have Councilwoman Travers come down to recognize the Brick Memorial High School Girls Soccer Youth World Cup participants and the mayor.
Thank you, Council President. Mayor, thank you. That's okay. So next, we have two members of the Brick Memorial High School girls varsity soccer team who were selected to represent New Jersey in the Gothia Cup, the Youth World Cup, in Gothenburg, Sweden this summer. A GoFundMe page has been set up to raise monies to offset the significant travel costs. Last year, this all-star team from all over the state of New Jersey took third place out of 118 teams of age group 2007 girls. This year, we are trying to go back to bring New Jersey the gold. So 2 Mustangs are part of a larger contingent of 5 young ladies from the Shore Conference, and they are as follows. We have Reese Keene from Brick Memorial High School, class of 2026. And then we have Jordan McCullough from Brick Memorial High School, class of 2025. And we'd also like to invite their coach, Bill Caruso, up as well.
And I'm just going to reiterate what Councilwoman Zapcic said about our Students of the Month. We don't want to miss anyone, so I'm going to ask Kristen McQuaid to please come up. And as Councilwoman Zapcic said earlier, I just want to make sure you hear this, that it's very important to us as a council and as the mayor to recognize our students' achievements, not only in the field of sports, but also in the field of academics as well. So we're happy that you could make it, and we'll do a quick vote.
Thank you. Next, we have the mayor and Councilman Ambrosino will be recognizing National EMS Week, May 21st through 27th. The mayor has a proclamation and the councilman has a council resolution.
I do, and I see we have some members of the EMS here, so if you guys would like to come up and stand behind us, that would be great. We would love to have you up here since we're recognizing you, and that will give everyone a chance to see you and also recognize you throughout the proclamation. Thanks for coming. We had ice cream again today. Missed you.
Bring it on down.
Hello, sir. Pretty sure. I don't know if it was a home run. We did not. They did. You're right. You need more work. So thank you all for coming this evening. We do have a proclamation. In 1974, President Gerald Ford authorized EMS Week to honor and celebrate emergency medical services practitioners and the important work they do in our nation's communities. Brick Township Police Department is fortunate to have a dedicated EMS team that provides invaluable services to the people of our community. EMS members provide out-of-hospital acute care and transportation to definitive care, and also care for patients with illnesses and injuries in which the patient believes constitutes a medical emergency. Our Brick Township Police Department EMS members are often the first responders to emergencies in our community, and their prompt actions can improve the chances of survival and recovery for the patients they are treating. We recognize the importance of our EMS members and the services they provide to our community and communities throughout the nation as we honor them during EMS Week annually for their vital service. The 2023 EMS Week theme is EMS, where emergency care begins. And this week allows us the opportunity to recognize our emergency medical services members and bring awareness to the importance of their profession. Therefore, I, Lisa Crate, Mayor of the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean in the state of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim the week of Sunday, May 21st through Saturday, May 27th, 2023 to be EMS Week in the Township of Brick, and I call upon all residents to join me in extending our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all of the emergency medical service members and for their invaluable commitment to our community. Thank you all for all that you do.
On behalf of the Town Council, I'd also like to applaud, praise, and sincerely thank our fantastic emergency medical staff. The Town Council has also drafted a resolution formally recognizing Emergency Medical Services Week. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Much of it is similar to what Mayor Crate had stated. But I would like to point one thing out. I've actually known Michael Botts for a very, very long time. A very long time ago, we were both in Boy Scouts together. And in fact, it was in Boy Scouts where I first learned first aid, a skill that I'm happy to have built and to have kept with me throughout my entire life. And I don't know how it is, because way back when, Michael was an older boy than I was. He was several years ahead of me. And now here we are, and somehow I have much more gray hair. I don't know how that happened. But in all honesty, I would just like to join Mayor Crate. On behalf of the Town Council, we join Mayor Lisa Crate in recognizing the critical importance of emergency medical service providers in our community here in Brick Township. And we also urge all our residents to thank these professionals and volunteers who selflessly serve the community in this incredibly essential function. Thank you very much.
Everybody's got to take a hair step closer. Yeah. Togetherness. Might be there. Good. Perfect.
He did say several. He said several.
So that ends our presentations for the evening. If you would like to sneak out now, you may.
What I'm here for.
Okay, let's move on to our consent agenda.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Resolution 4-1.
Recognize National EMS Week, May 21st through 27th, 2023.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution formally recognizes May 21st through May 27th as National EMS Week. This year's theme is EMS, Where Care Begins. Brick Townships recognizes the value and accomplishments of our 28 full-time and 23 part-time emergency medical services providers who remain dedicated to our residents 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-2.
Authorize actions with sale of bond anticipation notes, Series 2023.
Council Vice President Zapsek.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the sale on bond anticipation notes in the amount not to exceed $23,732,739. As projects are approved, the township typically starts out by securing bond anticipation notes, known as BANs, which is a temporary form of financing. Once the project scope or equipment specifications are better defined, we roll those BANs into bonds. We use temporary financing at the outset to give us a chance to better define costs as opposed to long-term financing on estimates. Notes, which are short-term financing, may be rolled into bonds, permanent financing, after their third anniversary date, which is the typical practice of the township. We do this in accordance with recommendations from our bond counsel, financial consultant, and our chief financial officer. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-3.
Authorize insertion of Chapter 159 Bulletproof Vest Partnership Grant 2022.
Councilwoman Pontarera.
Thank you, Madam President. This resolution authorizes the insertion of a grant in the amount of $20,040.80 from the United States Bureau of Justice Assistance Program for the 2022 Bulletproof Vest Partnership Grant. This annual grant offsets the cost of the bulletproof vests for our police officers. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-4.
Authorize insertion of Chapter 159 Ocean County Tourism Grant 2023.
This resolution authorizes the insertion of a grant in the amount of $2,948 from the Ocean County Tourism Advisory Council for the 2023 Brick Farmers Market. These funds will be used to promote the market and provide educational materials with the printing of the seasonality chart so market goers know what to expect, when to expect the fresh fruits and vegetables that we have at the market from our great farmers. Resolution 4-5.
Authorize insertion of Chapter 159 Pump Out Boat Grant 2023.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the insertion of a grant in the amount of $40,000 from the County of Ocean for the Pump Out Boat Program. This grant offsets the cost of 2 pump-out boats, the Bay Saver and the Bay Defender, at Traders Cove Marina, which services the needs of boaters along the Barnegat Bay.
Very good, thank you. Resolution 4-6.
Authorize receipt of bids automated garbage cans.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for automated garbage cans, specifically the 95-gallon, the 65-gallon, and the 35-gallon sanitation and recycling containers available to the residents of Brick. The current contract is with IPL North America, will expire in August 10, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-7.
Authorize receipt of bids roadway improvements to isolated roads Morris Avenue and Meridian Avenue.
Mayor.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for roadway improvements to isolated roads, including Morris Avenue and parts of Meridian Avenue.
Thank you. 4-8.
Authorize receipt of bids co-location lease agreement wireless telecommunications facility at 401 Chambersbridge Road.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorized the receipt of bid for a lease agreement for the wireless telecommunication facility located at Town Hall. This bid is for the rights to lease ground space and construct a monopole and install antennas and related equipment, unless the township approves of the use of the pre-existing structure for placement of antennas, cabling, and other related equipment. In July of 1998, the township entered into a contract with OmniPoint Communications, later changed to T-Mobile. The agreement was for $1,200 a month in rent, which increases 4% each year, each anniversary of the commencement date of the agreement. The township also received 40% of the gross monthly revenue collected from additional communication carriers, subleasing or licensing from the leased space on the premises or the antennas. The lease expires on July 16th, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-9,
Authorize award of contract, public safety uniforms and equipment.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the award of a contract to Action Uniform Company of Pleasantville for public safety uniforms and equipment in accordance with the schedule of prices for the various uniform parts and equipment needed by the Police Department, Special Police, Crossing Guards, Dispatch, and our fine EMTs. Bid notices were provided to 16 prospective bidders, 10 picked up bid packages, and 1 bid was received. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-10,
Authorize award of contract through Bergen County Cooperative Pricing System, Workforce Ready Annual Maintenance and Support.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the award of contract for workforce-ready annual maintenance and support to SHI International Somerset in the amount of $104,000. The workforce-ready software is used by the Township Public Safety Division for scheduling. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-11,
Authorize shared service agreement with Point Pleasant Beach Sign Shop Services.
Mayor.
This resolution authorizes a shared services agreement with the Borough of Point Pleasant Beach for sign shop services. In this agreement, the borough will reimburse the township for salaries, parts, and materials.
Thank you. 4-12,
Authorize amendment of municipal and conflict prosecutor pools.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an amendment to the municipal and conflict prosecutor pool to include Attorney Patrick Welsh with the firm of Destrobitz, Campbell, Staub, and Scroth LLC, and to remove an attorney no longer serving Brick Township. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-13,
Authorize amendment of code enforcement prosecutor pools.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the amendment to the Code Enforcement Prosecutor Pool to include Attorney Patrick Welsh with the firm Destrobitz, Campbell, Straub, and Stroth LLC, and to remove any attorney no longer serving Brick Township.
Thank you. Resolution 4-14,
Authorize lease agreement for Civic Plaza Brick Children's Community Theater.
Councilwoman Pontarero.
Thank you, Madam President. This resolution authorizes a lease agreement with the Brick Children's Community Theater for space at Civic Plaza. The term of the lease is 5 years with an option to renew for another 5 years. The rent will increase 5% in year 1 and 2.5% in years 2 through 5.
Thank you. 4-15,
Authorize special events permit Jersey Shore Marina Party Pig Roast.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a special event permit for a Marina Party Pig Roast from 1:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on August 5th at Jersey Shore Marina on Route 70, and I guess I know where I will be. Thank you.
Resolution 4-16,
Authorize special events permit Epiphany Church Italian Feast.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a special event permit for an Italian feast from 5 to 10 p.m. on August 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th at Epiphany Church on Field Road, and I will be there.
Resolution 4-17,
417A is an engineering inspection fund release for Artis Holding LLC in the amount of $41,770.04.
Resolution 4-18, tax collector.
There are 18 A's tax overpayments for 2023, of which there are 3.
Thank you. This will end our consent agenda. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public on the resolutions only. Close public, roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to Resolution 419, computer bill.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $10,707,225.70.
Very good. Can I please have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public on computer bill resolutions only. Close public. Roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
420, bill resolution manual.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $1,803,708.77.
Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion. Oh.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public on the manual bill resolution. Close public. Roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes. We're moving on to our ordinances on second reading. 5-1.
An ordinance vacating any rights to a public right-of-way across property known as a portion of Askin Road, formerly known as part of Green Grove Road, in the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. The council's Land Use Committee is recommending this ordinance to vacate a portion of Askin Road. JSM at Martin Boulevard, LLC, is the owner of the Block 16, which is adjacent to the property owned by Centro NP Laurel Square. JSM has made applications to the Township of Brick to vacate the 34-foot right-of-way portion of Askin Road. The applicant has received site plan and subdivision approval where the vacation was a condition of approval. They have also satisfied all requirements imposed by other outside entities. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council. Close council. Open to public on this ordinance only. Close public. Roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes. Now we're moving on to bond ordinances. There are, I believe, 4 different bond ordinances, and we will read one explanation for each. Madam Clerk?
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and acquisitions in and by the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appropriating $2,492,143, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,367,536 in bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof.
Very good. Councilman Ambrosino?
Thank you, Council President. As the Council President mentioned, we're going to vote on 4 separate bond ordinances of different lifespans. This explanation applies to all of the bond ordinances. The Township's 2023 capital budget totals $8.5 million. Highlights from the capital budget include a vestibule and covered patio at the new senior services location on Aurora Drive, the design of the reconstruction of the T-Dock at Windward Beach Park, a structural evaluation of the Ocean Beach 3 concession building, the redesign of the township website, and the replacement of the video recording system and microphones that happen to be used for council meetings, meetings of the Board of Adjustment and the Planning Board, a utility truck and brush hog for parks, and new floating docks at the marina, as well as large-scale dredge project for the marina's boat slips. Police capital requests include a dispatch radio console upgrade, and 5 workstations for the temporary dispatch center in the Special Operations Building. This also includes costs for an HVAC system for the Special Operations Building, offices, and garage heaters. This also includes a fire alarm and everything else needed for a complete interior build-out. Funding is requested for a new drone. For EMS, 2 Stryker power cots are being requested. These will replace cots that are 9 years old. Funding is being requested for 10 portable radios for EMS, and this is part of the radio upgrade project to replace portables that Motorola no longer supports or repairs. Public Works requests included in this year's capital budget include funds for building and grounds to install air conditioning in the dispatch shed in the back of Town Hall, because even though the dispatch secondary location will be moved to the new building, this shed remains the location for all of Brick Township's servers. Also, funds for building and grounds to continue installation of ballistic glaze in public offices, including tax collector, tax assessor, and land use. 4 40-yard roll-off containers for the Public Works yard, a new roll-off truck for sanitation, a new sidearm garbage truck for sanitation, and a new patch truck for the road crew. Thank you very much.
Very good. May I have a motion and a second for the 5-year life bond ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council, close council, open to public on the 5-year life bond ordinance. Seeing none, close public, roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, 5-2, bond ordinance 7-year life?
I'll make that motion.
No, she has to.
Oh, we gotta read the.
Madam Clerk, do you have to read the title again?
Yeah, I'm going to read it. We're on 5-3, 7 years.
5-3, right?
Yep. Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and acquisitions in and by the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appropriating $473,900 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $450,205 in bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof.
May I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council, close council, open to public on 7-year life bond ordinance. Close public, roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes. 5-4, bond ordinance 10-year life?
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and acquisitions in and by the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appropriating $4,770,957, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $4,532,409 in bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof.
Motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council, close council, open to public on 10-year life bond ordinance. Close public, roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes. Resolution 5-5, bond ordinance 15-year life.
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and acquisitions in and by the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appropriating $763,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $724,850 in bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof.
May I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council, close council, open to public, close public, roll call?
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes. Moving on to public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Very good.
John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. I'm going to read my letter dated May 15th. Dear Mayor Crate, Council President Heather DeYoung, all councilmen, councilwomen, as well as the residents, students, and workers in Brick and Ocean County. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commission has destroyed the environment near and on the Garden State Parkway. The citizens of Brick and Ocean County continue to be harmed by the toxins, the noise, and various dangers surrounding the Garden State Parkway. Vast walls and increased foliage are needed on the Garden State Parkway around Evergreen Woods condo area, Brick High School, Primrose Garden, Sutton Village, Lanes Mill School, Greenbrier, Town Hall, Birchwood Park, and they are still needed in some other areas as Brick as well. We need to help the children avoid asthma, help the expectant moms not have autistic children, help the workers and the residents of Brick not develop COPD, and help our seniors not suffer and die prematurely. For years, there have been articles from here in America, from around the world, that tell us that air pollution is killing us all. Just recently, there was another published article in the Medical News Today, March 2023 edition, that stated air pollution may worsen asthma symptoms and trigger asthma attacks. Exposure to air pollutants when their mothers were pregnant and in childhood may also increase a person's risk of developing asthma. Monitoring air pollution levels can help asthmatics avoid health effects. People with asthma have airways that are sensitive to various substances or triggers in the air. Air pollution and other airborne irritants are among the most common asthma triggers. Air pollution is the presence of pollutants in the air that are hazardous to humans and other living things. It can lead to a tissue damage, such as from inflammation and hyperresponsiveness in a person's airways. Airway hyperresponsiveness is when a person's airways are more sensitive to stimuli, such as pollutants, and narrow too much in response. Ozone, a common air pollutant, triggers asthma attacks and makes it difficult to breathe deeply, as well as reducing lung functions. Larger coarse particulate matter is mainly deposited in the upper airways. Examples are organic debris from soil, road dust, and metals, and roadways particles such as breakware. A 2017 study found that those with exposure to coarse particulate matter were more likely to develop asthma and need hospitalization or emergency visits. Every doctor and every nurse should be able to tell you about the impact on you, your parents, your children, the babies soon to be born. Check for daily air pollutant forecast in the TV weather reports, radio, and online in newspapers. The American Lung Association advises people to take some steps. Avoid going outdoors when air pollution is high, and avoid exercising near high traffic areas. They are basically saying avoid areas of high pollution, and the New Jersey Turnpike Authority has caused this by moving the Garden State Parkway exit lanes and the Garden State Parkway main corridor closer to thousands of residents, workers, and school children. People need you to act, including the people of Evergreen Woods, Brick High School, Greenbrier, Briar Mill, Birchwood, and Town Hall, all of which have been suffering for years. Don't just go by my findings, but go to the library and look up the thousands of studies over the last 11 years that have concluded that air pollution, roadway noise, and toxins are killing us all. Thank you for your time. I yield back 45 seconds.
Anybody else? Yes.
Good evening, Michelle from Evergreen Woods. This past Saturday, in the rain, under a large umbrella, Assemblyman Catalano and Rocco Palmieri, who's running for council, came to Evergreen Woods to listen to what we have to every single day. And they were shocked. We had to raise our voices just so we could hear each other. Residents from the most affected areas of Evergreen Woods were also there. Even a father who came with his 4-year-old son came and complained that his son gets woken up a number of times during the night, and they have a baby on the way, and he's worried because of the fumes, which you could actually smell when we were standing out there. So we'd like to invite the council to come and listen to how bad it's gotten, and to offer suggestions how you can help us, and I yield back the rest of my time. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes.
Michael Brass, 15 National Ave. I do have a few things concerning the bamboo issue. That's been for about 2-3 years. I'm sure some of you already remember. So you guys had a contract with BDL Landscape. I'm just curious, did you guys already pay them?
Would you like me to answer?
Yes.
We have paid them in accordance with the contract schedule for payments.
Okay. Nobody has gone back to review this job.
I've spoken to Rob Burns many times about this job, and he's been out there many times.
Recently?
I speak to Rob almost every day.
Good to know, because I've tried contacting him for the last month,
I'll ask him
and
to
nobody
call you.
contacts me. I have photos of the amount of bamboo that I just ripped out the last 2 weeks. I have a pile just sitting there. If anybody wants to come and specially dispose of it, let me know, or else it's going right into the garbage can. But it is right there in the easement waiting, because I can't keep ripping up my backyard. I need to know if anybody's gonna do anything about this.
We've been in
Because
touch.
it's
You
always-
could have contacted me at any point if nobody was getting back to you, but I'll make sure that Rob gets back to you.
I keep getting forwarded to the Parks Department, to Rob, to a John, to a Bronson, whatever. his
Brunson's
name.
code enforcement.
And nobody gets back to me. They don't come knocking on my door. They don't call me, nothing.
And we've spoken in the past?
Yes,
And have you called me?
I've spoken to you the last time we had a council meeting.
But have
that
you
I was
called
here.
me and not gotten an answer
Nobody's
back from
given
me?
Nobody's given me your number.
So have you called me and not gotten an
That's a
answer
no.
back from me? Pardon?
I've never tried calling you.
We've spoken before.
Here, face to face, that's the only
Okay.
time.
And I'm available. I'm in my office. I will make sure you get a return phone
I would
call.
love for somebody to at least come and check out the area, because
I'm
clearly
sure that
wasn't-
Rob
it wasn't
will.
cleaned up.
Whether or not you like his answer remains to be seen, but I will make sure that Rob is out at the site.
Please let me know. I would really appreciate that, because I can't keep ripping up my yard. The fact that I dug up a huge chute, literally a foot away from my brand new deck, there's an issue now. Because the closer it gets to the house, now my foundation is gonna be in jeopardy. And who's gonna pay the price? I am. Thank you. I yield back.
Anyone else from public? Seeing none, close public. Mrs. Bergen?
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Mayor?
Hi. We've been busy the last couple weeks, so I'll just go over some of the things that we had the opportunity to do, and then some things that are coming up that people might be interested in. The first thing, about 2 weeks ago, we went to the grand opening of the comic shop on Route 88, which was a lot of fun. It's called the comic shop, but there's a lot more in there, and we had a lot of fun when we were inside. If you haven't been there, there's vintage toys. I was gonna say old toys, but I think vintage is the right word. With tons of Star Wars stuff. We had people who were obsessed looking at the G.I. Joe stuff from their childhood, and wrestling figures, and it was a ton of fun. And so we had fun at the ribbon cutting, and I would, say stop by. It was a lot of fun to look at some toys and things from our childhood, some people's childhood. Other people, maybe not. Maybe they have no recollection of these things, if you're young. I also had the opportunity to visit the preschool classes just before Mother's Day, and they had a fun little Mother's Day treat and crafts, and it was a lot of fun to visit with those groups as well. I had some middle school students visit from Lake Riviera, and they had the opportunity to tour Town Hall. They got to tour with the police department. We had the opportunity to have them come into my office and ask questions, and that was a lot of fun as well. So I hope to have those students back again next year. Last Friday night was the Relay for Life at Windward Beach, and that was a fabulous event for anyone who attended and for those who didn't. The cool thing about the Relay for Life now is even though It doesn't have the same crowd that it had before. It was really kind of nice because Windward Beach is now the hub for Northern Ocean County. So not only did we host our residents from Brick for the Relay for Life, but we also had residents from Jackson and Toms River and Point Pleasant. So that was a lot of fun. It was nice meeting all the people who were out there, and it was really lovely. The Brick Memorial High School Key Club helped to host the survivor dinner for the people who attended that were survivors, and they were all honored that evening as well. So that was a great event to attend. We also had the Green Fair last Saturday. I hope you had a chance to attend. We actually had a really good turnout, all things considered. It worked really well. We had tents up so that everyone was able to stay dry when you were under the tents with all the vendors. All of the vendors were covered, so, and I think maybe some sports were canceled last Saturday, so we ended up having a really good turnout with lots of people and crowds that really stayed the entire day. So it was a lot of fun. Thanks to the Green Team for helping to put that together and all the people who assisted in making that day possible. Some of the groups that were out there, we had actually every single school was represented, and each of them had their own table and had the opportunity to show ways that they are being green and doing things in their own schools and around their homes to stay green. There were other people there like Save Barnegat Bay. I got to visit with the beekeepers who keep the beehives on top of Brick Hospital, which I know it's not called Brick Hospital anymore, but that's what we all know it as. And that's really cool too, that they actually have hives up there, and they have actually 2 hives up there. So that was really cool talking to them. I also had a chance to make a rain barrel because they had workshops for rain barrels, and they had all the equipment that you needed to make rain barrels. So I know they're gonna do another rain barrel workshop in the fall, so keep your eyes out for that. It was pretty fun to make, and it's like the whole big 55-gallon barrel, so it's totally worth it to attend those workshops. And in the same, just before we had the Green Fair, we actually a lot of us on council met last Thursday, and we assisted in planting the pollinator garden that was right there on the grounds of Havens Homestead as well. So we actually have our own pollinator garden as well. You can go back and visit and walk through and see all the different species of plants that we planted in order to attract bees. And I think at some point, we're hoping to also put a hive in so that pollinator garden can really help us work. So I did a lot of stuff, I'm sorry. Last week and this week, I had a chance to get together with the Teen Advisory. That's students from Brick Memorial High School and Brick Township High School. We do lots of cool things together. This week we had the opportunity to do a couple of fun things. We did milkshakes with the mayor. We had some ice cream donated from Yellow Brick Road. So we took vanilla and chocolate and strawberry ice cream, and we got to make shakes and really just hang out together and really find out about the things that they're doing. A lot of the kids are going off to college, so it's nice to have those conversations with those guys as well. And then today, we had the opportunity to have what's becoming an annual kickball game. So it was the student advisory, including myself, against the PBA. We did not do well. We did not fare well this year. Apparently they won last year. We did not win this year, but that means that next year we just have to have the best of 3, and we'll have to have a major comeback, I guess. If you watch Great Conversations, there are 2 more that are going to be posted. One is with Jane Fayback. She is in charge of the Brick Township Historical Society. It's a nice, quick conversation with her about all the cool things that the Historical Society does here in Brick Township and ways that you can get involved. And if you're not interested in getting involved, just ways that you can visit the museum and all of the different events that they have around town that are free to the public. So watch that Great Conversation if you want to learn a little bit more about Brick Township and its history. And then I also had the opportunity to sit down with Danielle Kidney. She is the executive director of the Brick Township Chamber of Commerce. If you've ever wondered what the Chamber of Commerce does, this would be a great opportunity to find out. I had lots of questions for her, how you can join, what they do, and they do a lot of great events that really help our township and bring small businesses together, not just large businesses, but small businesses together to make our town great. So those 2 will be up on our website, and if you get the newsletter each week through email, you can watch them through that as well. Memorial Day is coming up. That's Monday, so don't forget to come out for the parade at 10 a.m. It looks like the weather's going to be good, and we should have a great crowd for that, so we hope to see you there. The to actually May 25th, I'm gonna go back for a second, is we're very excited about the groundbreaking at Cedar Bridge Manor Park. It's been a long time coming, and I know that the people in that neighborhood are going to be very excited. So we're excited to go out there and break some ground and get that park started for that neighborhood. And finally, before we have our next meeting, there's one more event that I want to announce. On June 3rd, I want to make sure I get the right date, June 3rd it's a Saturday, beginning at 6 a.m., although if you're a fisherman or a fisher girl or a fisher person, 6 a.m. would be fine, I guess. That's the best time to catch fish. But there is a fishing derby at Lake Riviera that we hope to see you at. I will not be there at 6 a.m. I'm not going to lie. I'll probably get there a little bit later. But I do look forward to going over to that event and seeing if we caught some fish and see who caught the biggest fish and see who gets whatever prizes we have available for that fishing derby. So I hope to see people out at the many events that we have going on in Brick. It's a fantastic town to live in, and we want to see you out there enjoying all the things that we have to offer. And that's all I have. Have a good day. I know it was kind of long, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Starkey.
I don't have anything tonight.
Fantastic. Madam Clerk,
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Murphy, Councilman Alvarez.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank our student scholars and athletes, along with the Brick EMS. You guys do a phenomenal job.
Councilwoman Pontarera.
Thank you, Madam President. I also wanted to commend the student athletes as well as the children who did well academically. I want to echo the sentiments of Councilwoman Zapsik. This council feels it's extraordinarily important to focus on the positive efforts made by our youngest residents to inspire them to want to keep on a positive track. I also wanted to, 1 week isn't enough to thank our EMS men and women. Unfortunately, I needed their services very recently, and I wanted to say that we have a new member of our EMS with a hearing disability. How that impacted me was I was unable to breathe, and thankfully this EMS technician was able to understand sign language. And so I was able to communicate with him even in the ambulance. Apart from that, he actually held my hand the entire time. I was alone when it happened, and just speaks volumes as to the type of individuals that we in Brick employ. People with disabilities struggle with visibility. As many of you know, I suffer from various disabilities as a result of my ongoing issues regarding cancer and my treatment. And it's important that all residents feel that they are seen and that their needs are considered. So I want to make everyone aware that we in Brick take pride in celebrating all of our differences and ensuring that all of our residents are seen. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Ambrosino.
Well put, Councilwoman Pontarera. I'll keep it short. I just want to, again, congratulate all of our award recipients tonight and everyone who was recognized. Thank you very much.
Councilman Menachino.
I have nothing.
Councilwoman Travers.
I would just like to also congratulate all the students of the month, as well as the 2 high school varsity soccer players, and as well, I'd like to thank the EMS workers for all the hard work that they do throughout the year.
Council Vice President Zepsik.
Thank you, Council President. I too would like to congratulate the students of the month, the student athletes from the Girls Soccer World Cup and the Brick Township EMS squad. I have an announcement from the Brick Garden Club. This year will be the 20th anniversary of the Brick Garden Club's Secret Gardens of Brick Tour and Tea. It will be held on Tuesday, July 11th, starting at 10 a.m. You can tour 7 gardens of Brick homeowners and then return to the Robert Anstett Cultural Arts Center for refreshments, music, plant sale, gift raffle, and craft vendors. Tickets go on sale June 1st and are available at Added Touch Florist, Flower Bar, Tiny Greenhouse in Brick, Purple Iris Flower Shop in Point Pleasant, Shore River Gardens in Manasquan, and Dulette's Nursery and Farm Market in Lakewood. And I just have to say that if you've never been, I highly recommend it. It's a lovely afternoon. But beyond that, this is the major fundraiser for the Garden Club every year. And every dollar that they raise, they're an all-volunteer organization, every dollar that they raise goes back into beautifying Brick. So if any of you were actually at the Cultural Arts Center for the Green Fair on Saturday, of course, it was very soggy, it was kind of hard to appreciate the flora and fauna, but all the work out there, the shrubbery and the flowers and the plantings and the maintenance, it's all, our public works guys come in and cut the grass, do the heavy lift, but the garden club beautifies that property. And the money that they raise through this garden tour helps to defray their costs of doing that work and also some of the other areas in town that they beautify. So I would highly recommend that you support this event if you were able to. Again, July 11th, starting at 10 a.m. And I'd like to wish everyone a healthy and safe Memorial Day weekend. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. I just have a few announcements. There are a couple events at our senior center coming up on June 2nd. We have the game show and lunch. If you have not been to this, it is so much fun. I've gone the last few years they've had it. It is at 10 a.m. at the senior center, which is currently the VFW on Adamston Road. It is a lot of fun. They have screens and they play all kinds of new and old game shows. It's really funny to watch, actually. And then on June 16th, we have the seniors have their barbecue and summer kickoff at 11:30, and that is at Traders Cove. And for both of these events, you have to call seniors at 732-920-8686 to reserve your spot because they are very popular events. I have nothing else for this evening. Our next scheduled meeting will be on June 13th. May I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.